But I guess what we can talk about now is, what do we think we're paying for these games?
$70.
Do you think so, Mark?
I think when we saw the NBA 2K21 pricing, I think that kind of can extend across the next gen, in my opinion. So I think we're gonna pay $70, guys.
Yeah, I feel like once one person does it, then it's just everybody's gonna adopt it. Oh well, they already popped the cherry on that one, so we're just gonna go ahead and make our 72. And there's been like a couple of other games that I feel they would make it so that you'd want to buy that PS5 version, not even mess with the PS4 version.
Really?
But I don't know.
Like, here's the thing, man. Like, I got so much to say about this topic. It's like, for one, all the media outlets I look at, like, that are writing articles, making videos on this, are all talking about how, like, it's time. Like, if you compare inflation rates with other mediums of entertainment, like movie tickets.
Movie tickets have gone way up.
Yeah, but here's the difference. There's such a major difference that none of these outlets talk about, is these game developers have found so many ways to make money inside the game. If anything,
with microtransactions.
If anything, games should be going backwards in price, and because they make so much in the game. The games that make the most money are the free ones, like Fortnite.
Right.
Like all these free games are what make the big bucks, not the games that charge $60. They make good money, but the ones that are making the most are the ones with the best transactions inside the game. The game that people want to, as a service, gaming as a service. So for me, the pricing of games should be going in the other direction. It should be going lower. And you see that with a lot of games. If a game comes out brand new and I just wait a couple months, I can get it for $40 on sale.
Right.
Like, games go backwards in price, not forwards. Like, so I do not buy into this whole it's behind in inflation. That is hogwash. They've inflated the cost they've inflated the ways in which you can spend money on their game. Right, that's where the inflation has been, where you can spend money in the game through DLCs, through microtransactions, all these additional ways to spend money in the game. They've inflated along with the rest of the industries.
Yeah, but at the same time, right, not every game is involving the aspect of microtransactions. I don't see Ghost of Tsushima having microtransactions in their game.
I do. Why not? They can sell certain dyes, or they can sell certain looks for Jin. You can find all different sorts of ways to make money off your product that doesn't involve increasing the entry into your product. You should be trying to find more ways to get people to buy the product, not making the point of entry harder.
So you would want a game that just has like maybe some basic textures or whatnot for gear, and then like 90% of the gear to be microtransactions, but you bought it at like $30.
Well, I don't know where you got 90%. I don't know what
percentage. Because they're gonna want their money somehow. They
can have, yeah. But it depends. 10% of 1,000 is a lot of looks in game, right? 10% of 10 is not, but 10% of 1,000, that's a lot of looks in the game for free. And then if 90% of them are microtransactions, that's fine. But if I'm getting 100 unique individual looks in the game, I might be fine with that. It depends on what the 10% is that I'm getting, right? I don't need them to put, I don't need 1,000 different looks. I don't need that. But if they want to make some extra money and they want to put in a few hundred extra looks on the marketplace, I don't begrudge them that at all. And anyone who wants to buy those looks can buy them. And there will be lots of people who do buy those looks. And that's where they make up the additional revenue that they're looking to get, rather than charging more for the point of entry.
I don't know. I feel like after a certain period of time, right, it wouldn't just become like looks and and colorways and different things like that. I feel like they would start pinching on the gameplay, like the content.
I disagree, because this is why
start putting certain things.
I disagree.
Do we look at Bungie?
Because there's no way. This is why I disagree. There's no way we can hold them accountable. What I mean by that is, if they charge me 60 or 70, there's no way of me knowing what they put into that game more.
No,
because
but
it's all done behind a curtain. It's all done in the developing lab. I don't know that they're giving me 10 additional more looks for that 10, but I don't know that.
But you also know that the prices for their game developers and stuff like that has gone up. Their salaries have increased just by natural inflation. So
yeah, so you get those costs back in marketplaces. That's how you gain those costs back.
What I think should be like the way that they do the games. I feel like they should do it like how CDs used to be done. Like you used to buy CDs, right? When they first release, right? Even movies, DVDs, when they first release, they're like, maybe $10, $12. And then once you wait past that initial week where they wanted to get their first week's numbers in, then all of a sudden you try to find the CD, it's like $20. It's like $25 for a CD.
What I'm saying is,
so if you bought it for like $40, $50 initially, and then after the first, week or two, then it's $70.
There's no way to glean more money off a CD. When I go to the store and buy a CD in the store, there's no way for the company that produced that CD to get any more out of that than just the CD itself. So that's why that has inflation, right? Because the CD itself can't produce any more value. A video game can. They can put internal micro markets into the game. And I don't want pay to win, but giving people more options and more choices, gaming as a service, that people want to pay money for, that is how you produce more money on your game. That's where the big bucks are. Not charging $10 additional in the game. That's not where the big bucks are at. The big bucks are in micro markets.
Yeah, personally for me, I know how much does the developer actually get from these brick and mortar sales. So if Walmart is selling the game for $70, the developer is getting maybe $2-3 on that increase, maybe?
Right.
Maybe $2 if they're lucky. So I feel like it's not a good move because we're not getting much value as a customer. Like when NBA 2K21 on the PS4 is $60, but on the PS5 is $70, it's like, where's that value? Like he was saying, how are we holding them accountable?
Right.
Like, is this disc like magic? Like, is it cost more to print on this PS5 disc? No, I thought about this. I was like, maybe the disc costs more. But no, let's face it. You pop in the disc, it just has a unique identifier in the disc.
It's still Blu-ray.
And then you download,
different.
the whole game. So they can't say like we're putting more content on the disc because you download everything these days.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are they putting manuals back in the boxes? Like, how are we getting this $10? How are we paying for this $10? So I agree with Ray that I think games should be coming down. If you want to charge $70 for a game, your game better have all the content. I don't want to be paying for stuff
DLC.
After the fact. I don't want no DLC. And I feel like nowadays they're trying to do best of both worlds. They want to charge you $70, and then they want to sell you everything under the sun as if they were a free game. And I feel like it can't. You could do one or other. You pay $70, there's no DLCs, or it's free, and you charge me for all these little components you want to do. I hate seeing both. So for me, I want to keep the price as low as possible because all the developers are double dipping, and for a consumer, it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it's weird how the Xbox One or the Xbox Series X can go down in price. Why? Because they want people to enter into the realm. It's the point of entry you want to keep cheap. Once someone's inside, now is when you start charging them all the things inside, right? It's why they don't charge you a fee. Oftentimes, they don't charge you a fee, right, to enter the arcade, right? But now once you're inside the arcade, now they're charging you to play all the little games and to take advantage of that game or that game, but not to get in. The point of entry is free, right? So trying to get in, they should be wanting people to get in.
Yeah.
And the way you do that is by lowering the point of entry. And then once people get in, you find ways inside, right, for people for them to make the money. I think that's the way that's the marketing of the future. I think that's evident in all the free-to-play games that make tons of money that everyone's playing. I think that's the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even when you look at mobile games, right?
Yeah, mobile
there's
games
tons
is a great
of mobile
example.
games, and I know I download, lots of them, almost like maybe 2 or 3, you know, every like 2 months or something like that, just to play. And, you know, I'll toss $1 in there every now and again. And, you know, this is something that, you know, you offered for free, so everybody is willing to put it on their phone at any point in time. And, you know, $1, you know, from, you know, 50,000 people, you know what I mean? You make a good profit.
It adds up. And people are paying a lot more than $1.
Yeah.
Some people are paying a lot of money.
Yeah, skins are like $3, $4.
It incentivizes you to want to make a good game, because then people want to spend money on that game. Like, the better the game is, like World of Warcraft, you know, like I've spent in-game money in World of Warcraft. Hearthstone's completely free. I spend money on that all the time. Right? Why not make Ghost of Tsushima, like, you know, free, and then every few months you have DLC content you add in that people pay for, right? To keep like the subscription kind of going. And that way you collect a lot off people over time rather than a big lump sum right up front. You know, like people feel like they're getting something for their money, like kind of like what Mark was saying. Like, I guarantee they ain't gonna give me any more content, and there's no way to hold me accountable for that. They would give me the same amount of content for Ghost, whether I'm paying 60 or 70 for it. It's gonna be the same amount.
I mean, how'd you feel when the first price increase happened?
I didn't like it then either. I hated it then. I remember bucking the horse then. 50 was, well, I thought was plenty, you know, for a video game, you know, and then 60 came along, and it stayed at 60 for a long time, so that made me happy. It hasn't gone up for a long time until now, because they found creative ways of making money that other industries don't have. The music industry doesn't really have a lot of creative ways. You know, there's nothing to enter in. You take the music, and that's it. There's nothing that people are entering into play. There is nothing like that. You know, so yeah, I get why prices of CDs are going up, and I get why the prices of movies are going up. But games shouldn't be that way. I think we're proving that. And then we're going to move on right now to our final topic, Mortal Shell. And Mark is saying, how much is that game going to be?
So Mortal Shell right now, you can pre-order on the Epic Store for $29.99. Now,
$30 game.
$30 game. And
Mark's played it.
Yeah, so I'm currently playing the beta right now, and I just want to say that, you know, things like this give me hope. Playing games like this, because this is an indie game. Right. So they don't have a brick and mortar copy yet. They might announce it, but it's my understanding, because it's digital, they're getting a higher cut. Right. So this $30. So when you buy a game in the store for $60, the developer will be lucky if they get 30 of that 60. The store, like, there's so many logistics, there's so many pieces of the pie. But when you buy a digital game from directly, you know, from them, they're getting more of the cut. So
yeah, and in NBA 2K21 is going to charge you that $70 on the Epic Game Store or whatever, and it's costing them a lot less. It doesn't make sense. Garbage.
Yeah, it's not right. It's not right. But luckily, there's a lot more channels now. You know, before you could only go to the store, then PlayStation and Xbox, you could buy it directly from them on a digital store. Now there's Steam, there's Epic, there's so many markets now. So I feel like
avenues of getting games.
Yeah, there's so many avenues for getting games now. I feel like that will be like the true dictator of price, because a lot of these stores, they give games away for free. They run sales. Steam just had the summer sale where they're offering coupons. You spend $30, you get $5 off. So I feel like in these little ecosystems, those will be the true market value of the games. Right. These developers can try to charge, you know, all they want in the store and things, but ultimately, when your game is giving away for free within a year on PlayStation Plus, I think that tells your customer how much your game is actually worth. So,
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, right? I kind of look at video games in the sense of like Jordans. Right, like you know, Jordans used to be like $160 for a pair of Jordan 1s, and I think their regular price was like $190 for, you know, certain models as they went up. But then I think it was like a year or two ago, and they decided to go ahead and up it $10. And so it's like, well, damn, what am I getting with this $10? Like, why are you just charging me 10? And they all remastered, you know, quality, like, we're giving better. But There's shoes that some look like they have really good leather, and there's some that just, the synthetic leather, it's not even as good as the OGs. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where you have to look at it as like, if people want it, they're gonna buy it. And it's like supply and demand. You got
people
no
will
choice.
buy less games, man. People will buy less games.
Well,
like they'll buy fewer games.
If that happens, right? I mean, already with games being at $60 for as long as they've been at, right? You have to pick and choose what you want to just drop on. You know what I mean? Because you buy 2 games, you already at $130 dang near. With taxes and stuff. So, so if 2 games are coming out, just like, this Friday, you got Paper Mario, that one's $60, and you got Ghost of Tsushima, that's $60. Well, I'm not about to buy both of them at the same time. I'm about to buy Ghost, and then I'm going to just wait. I'll catch Paper Mario, maybe Black Friday or something. Maybe there's a deal on that, or I'll just catch it later when I got time. But there's going to be a lot
fewer games that are going to be day 1, hour 1. That I would buy
just because of price.
Yeah. Like it's just a fact of life, And so like I would much rather them go the other direction, lower the price of games, and then offer more buying opportunities inside the game.
And there may be it may be one of those things where like 2K21 is just testing the waters right now, just to see what's going on, and see if people are willing to pay for it. And that's not one of those. I don't feel like it's one of those games that should set the tone because of what they entered with, giving the Mamba Forever version, and then, making it so like PS5 is, 70 and the PS4 is 60. Like, at the end of the day, if the game is playable on the PS5 as a PS4 disc, I'll just get the PS4 disc, unless the graphics are just crazy different.
Yeah, I mean, like with the Mamba edition, $100. You see the difference of what you're getting, right? You see the base model, art. And you see, but there's something that you see that separates it, and then you as a consumer make that decision.
Right.
If that additional thing that you want, that cover art is worth
cover
$30
art,
to you.
I think in-game currency is normally in those legendary editions.
Right. They give you something for it, and you as a consumer make the decision. Just upping the price doesn't leave me any decision. I don't know if I'm getting anything more.
Yeah, it is what it is at that point.
It is what it is.
You're taking
it
for face value.
Yeah, you're taking it for face value.
So.
Where like that's what's frustrating is like they say, like you were saying with shoes. Oh yeah, it's better, more high quality. There's no way for you to confirm or deny that. But I could understand shoes going up in price because there is no other way for them to make more money on that shoe apart from just selling that shoe. Like, I guess you could try to find ways like selling laces, or you might sell accessories for the shoes to try to glean more off that shoe. But it's harder, right? It's harder to make money off the shoe itself.
Right.
The shoe itself is all it is.
Yeah, it's a one-time
video game
sale.
Isn't all it is because it's online. You can mold it, you can change it, you can add to it. Once I buy that shoe and I walk out the store with it, Nike can't do anything more for me for it, right? They can't do anything else for me. But a video game's different, right?
Because even like on the secondary market, let's say Marques lets me borrow a game, I could pop it up, open it,
and use microtransactions.
Oh, I like this game. Let me buy the DLC. Oh, I like this game. Let me buy some skins. Let me. So yeah, it's a constant shop that's always available. So
I think it's just poor decision making for them, because I'm gonna be even less inclined to want to buy anything on their store now.
Yeah, but just imagine this, right? So all these rumors, the Xbox Series S potentially $199 or potentially $250. Just imagine the games are $70 and the system is $200.
That's boggling, right?
That's nuts. So
that's boggling.
Almost a third of the price of the system.
Yeah. So I mean, we shall see. We'll see what really happens. I see in the next couple months, we'll definitely know.
We'll know for certain this couple months.
Hopefully the community, if they're not happy about it, hopefully the devs and, the right people hear it. People aren't happy and they can make that decision not to go a certain way. But, ultimately it's their decision. But hopefully.
Right. We'll see.
Hopefully.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully there's some transparency. We know what we're getting, but I doubt there will be.
Yeah. But on that note, we're going to go ahead head out of here.
Yeah.
So,
this has been a great time.
Yeah. So, once again, I'm Godly Sovereign.
This is Marques Ryan.
This is Ray, a.k.a. Sir Knight.
Yeah, and thank you for listening to the We Love Gaming podcast. Check us out on Twitter, Podbean, Spotify, if y'all listening on there. Our Discord. We have a website up now, so, check us out. Get with us.
Yeah, search us.
Later.
All right, peace.